We're here today to take the final step of turning this hayfield or pasture into a lush lawn. We've got the turf batwing here. This is the final step. Let's get started. So here's what we've got so far. This was mowed 3 days ago, and it was mowed with the Rhino TS10. So let's take a look at what we've got. The worst thing we have is this dry straw or hay, you might say. And that's what we're here today really to work on. We're going to mow it a little bit smoother. It should be a little bit lower cut, a little bit better. Getting ready for this party. It's a high school graduation party for Adeline, a friend of ours, and they're having it in their barn here. So yeah, we're all excited about that. One concern I have is they already have the chairs out and everything here and the tables. I'm going to be stirring up a lot of dust and grass. Wondering if I should be doing that. Am I making things better or worse? We'll have to see. It's just what it appears. An old barn. It looks so much better than it did the other day when we walked through. Not sure we captured any video then. It really wasn't up to it. I wasn't sure it could be transitioned to be this nice. Oh look, there's the hayloft ladder still hanging down. The bathtub's where they're going to put the drinks. Oh, they're already in there. Sodas are already there. Good stuff. I'm hoping that this turf batwing finish mower can do a good job finishing this up. I think we can make it look really good. At least that's my hope. Let's see how it goes. This thing is really loud.
The loudness is pretty easy to explain, and I guess it should be expected. There's 9 blades, 3 under each deck, and each has a blade tip speed of 18,000 feet per minute. It sounds like an aircraft ready to take off. Maybe I should do something Tim Taylor-like and mount it to the loader and see if I could get little Johnny to fly. Off to the right side here you can see the before shot, at least before this mowing and after the Rhino TS10. Quite frankly, this would have been good enough. I don't think it was that big of a deal to the family to have this looking like a yard. But hey, I got started on it, and I wanted to do it right. The neighbor, way up in front of us, mows this road ditch with their lawnmower, so it looks really good. As we've shown before, that's not uncommon in this area, and it's similar to us mowing the road ditch along our property and our neighbor's property ever so often. Now here comes a little tip for you. We're getting ready to approach this tree here, and if you'll notice, I turn the tractor out around the tree before I get to it. So I kind of ignore the mower for the time being and drive the tractor at the proper width of the mower, and the mower just, well, it follows.
Okay, we've got a good comparison spot right here. I just mowed this strip in front of us here with the turf batwing. We'll get a look at that. The piles of grass are spread out a little bit more. This is what I mowed 3 days ago with the TS10. So you can see that the grass has started to come back, and it's a little less even. Okay, and you can see that the clumps of hay, I might call them, cut grass, are bigger. Right, so the turf batwing has done a great job of chopping them up a little bit and spreading them out. Now this section here, I did not mow Tuesday. I ran out of time. So It had hay taken off of it earlier this summer, and this growth is since the hay was taken off. At least I think there was hay taken off. I see some evidence that some of the hay was missed. I believe they got it here, but there are some areas that had some, you know, dead hay laying on it yet. Maybe it would be interesting for us to take the turf batwing out here on one of these stretches and see what it would have looked like if I'd have skipped my Tuesday mowing.
From this angle, it looks like I'm going pretty fast. Well, I'm going about 5 to 5.5 miles per hour. Experimenting on my own yard, I have not seen any degradation in cut quality at this speed. I haven't tried it much faster yet, as quite frankly, I'm not that comfortable with it. I'm afraid I'm going to run it into something and tear one of those outside decks off. You could hear it taxing the tractor there a little bit, but Johnny just kept on pulling, and so I didn't slow down much. I thought I'd just let it pull.
Okay, here's two comparison strips. At least right now it looks better because the cut grass is still green, but of course that will all die as well. I think what's going to be interesting is the cut quality itself. Are we going to see the same cut quality when we're cutting so much more than if not? So I'll just clean the cuttings off of here. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I don't believe I'm seeing quite as good a cut quality. Some of that's not as cut as low. Contrast that with this that was cut Tuesday. Here. This looks like it's cut much lower, more consistently. The Woods Turf Batwing, I find it to be an incredible cut quality. Probably the best lawn cut quality that I've ever used. Ever. Yeah, that's right. But what I find is that if we get it in really tall grass or rougher terrain, that it doesn't cut as well. There was some milkweeds down here or some other kind of plant, I don't know what that is, and I noticed that it had some trouble cutting those when they're taller. It's not a brush mower at all. But I must say, as a turf mower, a lawn mower, incredible cut quality.
Even though the weather was hot, it was so pleasant doing this mowing. The only thing I could possibly complain about was those grass clippings from 3 or 4 days ago that had dried out, and sometimes the wind would get those up in my face. But even then, the tractor is so far in front of the mower that only happened in certain wind conditions and when I was going at a certain angle. On the prior video, someone noticed that this field is actually pretty rough. You can see the decks jumping there, and sometimes you can actually see ruts or, just a lot of variations in the field. And they were asking about the ride quality. Well, the larger rim guard filled rear tires combined with the air ride seat make this ride like a dream. You just don't feel that bucking that you feel on a 1025R with those really small tires. Take a look here. I'll show it again in slow-mo of mowing over that taller grass with the left end of the deck. You can see that it doesn't do a very good job of cutting those little tree sprouts or that taller grass. So don't buy this expecting it to be a brush mower, but that's not its intended purpose. I've been mowing crossways or 90 degrees to the TS10 mowing, but here on the end, I noticed that if I mow the same direction, I don't get quite as much scattering of that dead grass. So I'm definitely seeing a benefit to mowing crossways. Hey, we're going to put Johnny X on a dyno at the Boone County, Indiana Fair on July the 16th. I think it's probably going to be at 7 p.m. Watch our Facebook, or hopefully I'll announce more on YouTube as we get closer and closer to that time. We'll compare Johnny X to a standard Johnny, as well as maybe one of the old Johnny Poppers, say a B or something like that.
I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Yeah, I think if I'd have came one more time, I wouldn't have had any of the hay, you might call them grass clippings, left. I think I would have got all of them, or at least enough that you wouldn't have noticed at all. Still, for 3 days, 2 mowings, I'm pretty impressed with this. I would say it looks like a yard. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
Let my teaching fall like rain, and my words descend like dew, like showers on new grass, like abundant rain on tender plants. I will proclaim the name of the Lord. Oh, praise the greatness of our God.